All right, folks, hopping right into the action. It's game number 1 in a brand new best of 3. This is the other semifinals match, and the winner of this will move on to go fight against Gumiho in those grand finals. Might be an epic TvT, but yo, if this other guy can upset him, hell, I'm going to introduce him. In the bottom left, it's going to be the Blue Zerg player, PenguiN, who is not the same as my Insanity's old, but now Sidestorm Gaming's PenguiN.
Correct. In the top right is the Red Terran. He is INnoVation.
Now, I think a lot of us are assuming this is going to be an INnoVation game. He's been so sick at TvZ for his entire career playing StarCraft. Him versus Gumiho would just be an absolutely awesome finals. But if we're going to be real, if PenguiN is some guy who's up and coming and good enough to take on INnoVation, A, we need to vet him for cheats. Secondly, it'd be really cool to see him versus Gumiho.
Yeah, I guess so. INnoVation and Gumiho would be entirely two different TvZs. I would say that Keen and INnoVation, though, and Keen being the guy that PenguiN just played, not so different, stylistic. Keen is, I would say, more of a straight-up player than he is the weird, like, sometimes mech, sometimes early hellbet all-in player that Gumiho is. But he's kind of actually the best of, well, he's kind of the balance of both worlds, I suppose. Well, my point is that if he can take out Keen 2-1, then he might be able to scratch INnoVation with a single game, but not even that. I mean, I'd imagine any scratch that INnoVation take, or like he loses an engagement or two, and you're like, well, maybe, and then INnoVation just like stomps him with macro.
Ha! See, someone in chat actually did confuse him for PenguiN. Now my intro feels very justified.
Well, I'm sure people will.
Yeah. But again, this is a guy we've been not casting a lot of, but he has been noted as regularly on the brackets. He's making it to the round of 8 and killing people in the round of 16 that you wouldn't expect him to kill. It does feel like, at least, and this is like a memory thing, I don't actually have the stats in front of me, I feel like his ZVT is probably his best matchup, though, because we don't see him succeed too much against when it's the Protoss players. It's always Terran that we go and go like, huh, PenguiN beat that guy, huh, interesting.
Don't know.
Well, I'm gonna mute myself for a second because that playing is loud as fuck.
Okay. Nope, thank you to Sleepy Cod for the 34-month resub. You aren't gonna. Oh, I guess you're not reading it to me. That's right. Hey. You know the So someone brought up that whole like cat infection thing, the cat bug.
The cat bug?
You can get. Yeah, you've heard about this, right? Where like apparently a lot of cats have it and have given it to their owners, but it like infects your brain and makes you like them more and kind of like makes you want to do stuff for them.
Okay, I've heard about this, but I don't believe it.
Okay, you have. I'm pretty sure it's like a real thing. Although now I'm really questioning myself too. Well,
You've been so deep into it, Zombie Grub. Of course you would think it's a real thing.
Oh my god. Anyways. Does it really matter? The fact that it doesn't bother me, even if it is true, makes me worried that one day we're going to be indoctrinated and I'm just going to be like, I don't care. Like, it's all good. I'm okay. I'm enjoying life. I don't really care so much about free will.
I guess this does kind of bring up the question of, like, Stockholm Syndrome a little bit, too.
It's a little different than Stockholm Syndrome, isn't it?
Is it, though? It's almost worse, in my opinion.
Well, it's different.
Oh my god, what is happening in the background with Nugget? She's like... You guys can't see Zombie Grub's camera. She just did like a roly-poly somersault flip thing.
She's playing with an earplug.
Okay.
Yeah. Ziggy used to do that too. It's gonna be funny. That means I don't have any earplugs that are worthwhile using anymore, but that's okay. She can do whatever she wants. I'm not indoctrinated.
So, by the way, I just tweeted a picture from my room. Normally, when we're casting at this hour, I don't get to look outside. I just took a moment. It's actually quite beautiful out, but you guys may note that there is a dead body in the picture. I feel really bad about
Excuse me? Pardon me? What?
Like, I was on board with this until that last part. Excuse me?
What?
Yeah, it was a really... I should probably deal with that at some point. Anyways, 2 medevacs bursting down the middle are unfortunately going to fly right over creep, so... Well, I guess for INnoVation he can clean it up, which would be nice, but there was no way he was going to sneak by this.
Yeah. I mean, typical 2-1-1 here. It's a little bit faster on the upgrades.
Picks up the flyway. One thing I've been kind of noting about PenguiN, too, while this has been going on, like, okay, the creep spread's really cool and all that, but his APM's been, like, TLO levels at some point. Like he's spiking up to like 1K, 700. Like, okay, maybe not 1K, but he's not idle. That's for sure.
No, he's not. He's spamming away in a larva, I guess. All right, so the first attack was successfully deflected. The second attack will have +1. He won't have banelings? Oh, he does have banelings. Okay, so 5 banelings have been morphed into, and he should be absolutely fine to go. INnoVation wasn't really in too much of a hurry to follow up, though. I mean, some Terrans will follow this up with an instant, like, 2 other medevacs and as many Marines as they can get. INnoVation, like I said, he kind of went, like, really, even, like, a bit quicker than usual in Double Engineering Bay, so his 1-1 is already about halfway done. 3rd CC, and I don't think he really cared about doing too much damage with these Marines.
Of course, for INnoVation, I feel like anytime we watch anyone play him and INnoVation starts winning, it's never like this slow, gradual win like we see a lot of other Terrans. It's just all of a sudden he's everywhere at once, or he's attacking you so hard you can't deflect him. So it's kind of this point now where I'm worried for PenguiN. Like, is he expecting that? Like, right now there are 2 medevacs heading to the main, and INnoVation is going to be dancing between the main and the natural, or I guess the 3rd, excuse me, but this was the 2nd base taken, pretty quickly.
Yeah, PenguiN is responding as quickly as possible. He's a spore crawler to make sure the Marines can't just stim in and annoy him, basically. But
this is
this entire army.
Well, it's nice Overlord spread to have seen this coming, of course, and he's going to see the one on the backside too, already positioned and ready for this. INnoVation's not going to be able to get in for free.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, this was funny. You mentioned like INnoVation and Gummio would be like 2 very different TvZs, right? And I feel like INnoVation, he's done a lot of great stuff with Marines. Gummio would have already had tanks back here firing away at this mineral line.
Yeah, exactly. Gummio does have a lot of trickier tricks.
I like that about Gummio too, by the way, because they are tricks, not gimmicks, I guess you could say. Like he knows how to take advantage of things. But this push deflected and back to the main. Lings are ready though, and INnoVation just can't find that easy mode way in. He does trade out decently here, but the rest of the army's coming in now, including the banelings.
Well, I was gonna say exactly this, actually, that INnoVation, you know, trying with the double drops, one in the natural, one in the main base, it wasn't working out, but PenguiN had his entire army defending those in the back, and if he had just been at the front this entire time, a lot more creep swords would have died a lot earlier. But he does what he can, picks up, going for the Spire. Sure.
That's a dive to go for, I guess. Only 1 muta gets made, and that's all that's going to get made.
Yeah, it's gonna feel so lame. Is that even worth hotkeying? Just like let it stay somewhere for a while.
This is where you consider F2ing. Just because you don't want to dedicate the hotkey to it, you're like, screw it.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Well, Spire is replanted almost immediately, so he's back on his way there, and you can definitely last without mutas. You know, it's annoying, and that means not only do you have a harder time to deal with medevac drops, but you also can't set off those Marauders to the front line, you can't set off the Wood Mines, you can't ever threaten a counterattack with mutas either. Like, there's a lot of reasons to have mutas, but you can hold with just Lings and Banelings.
Actually, I hadn't considered that. I'm glad you brought it up. The Mutalists are normally the first thing that snipe off those Wood Mines, right? Like the Overseer float on the front lines, they take him out, then the Banelings are rolling a lot easier. The fact is, he's going to have to trade out Banelings in a lot of scenarios just to kill the Wood Mines. Or get free hits like that with the Lings. I don't know what that was about. Counterattack from PenguiN's also going to be hitting behind this. So INnoVation's got the wall down. That's going to suck. That's going to suck a lot, actually. This is not something easily cleaned up. Contemplating coming home? No, he's going to keep pushing the front lines.
Yeah. Drilling Claws. This has been the way to play late game or mid to late game TvZ. Yeah, more mid game than late game. Where the point is like back to Heart of the Swarm. Drilling Claws. 2 factories just for Wood Mine production and Thor production. I don't know really why it went away for so long, but I'm glad to see that it's back. I think Thors are just, for me, they're like a safety blanket sometimes. Protect me from the mutas. Big bad mutas. Oh god, those Wood Mine shots almost killed that one medevac.
On the side of the map, he does deal with the Lings. I mean, that 2-2 upgrade for INnoVation's working out real nice, but PenguiN's going to be able to match that up here in just a second as his finishes too.
I wish you could see my camera.
I don't have it on right now. What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna assume it's cat related.
A little bit. That is still a pretty large army force. Only 2 wooden mines, but they're about to have drilling claws, and that's still enough to spread off of the creep, especially. Which exactly what INnoVation's very aware of doing is staying off of that creep while they can.
Yeah, the creep definitely makes this a lot more difficult to take any sort of engagement, but the mutas, I guess, not only we didn't really consider this, were they delayed because of the production, the spire going down, but the upgrade was shut down too. So not having that +1 makes it actually very difficult to dive forward like this, and he's going to take a big hit.
God.
Thor gets shots at the backside too, and mutas are quickly pushed away from the front line.
Didn't expect that would've been shot, I guess. Otherwise he would have been fine.
We do have minor counterattacks going on when this happens. It stalls out a base, which is awesome for PenguiN, but I gotta say, like, this amateur Zerg player, whoever the hell he is, playing this well against INnoVation so far is impressive, but he still has to be able to tie this together. Big surround being set up for this.
This is looking quite scary. I don't know if it's going to be a surround, as it looks more like just trying to deal with lings than counterattack, but he did successfully deny delay the 4th base and might be looking for a kill on it. He doesn't really have enough mutas to do that, but finds almost a free Thor there. INnoVation is pushing forward, and this is very scary. A lot of the creatures have already been cleaned up, but Thor soaks up a lot of those banelings, and then PenguiN doesn't have much more behind this. The counterattack might have been a huge mistake.
Yeah, there's a new Thor back at home too, so these mutas will not be able to run rampant. Should just be able to repair the wall.
They get a command center, which I really didn't think was going to happen. That's nice, but he's going to lose his own 4th.
And a lot of drones in the process too. INnoVation didn't really lose SCVs with it, just the one that was building it. But it's not even about equivalent trades at this point. You're trying to get advantages, and it's not going to get the advantage he wants. Even the banelings aren't going to trade out that well with the Marines. The Lings will clean this up ultimately, which is nice. But if he gets these medevacs, there's a lot of really low medevacs, and PenguiN swoops in with the mutas just in the nick of time. Boost is done, and INnoVation is going to lose all of his air support.
Yeah, that's a lot of that army supply was in that. You know, he didn't even kill the 4th base. 10 more mutas are on the way. This isn't over yet.
Well, INnoVation is not left without medevacs. He still has like 4 of them back at home. So I guess PenguiN may have actually been doing him a favor. INnoVation may have actually had too much supply of medevacs, all things considered.
Yeah, maybe not a favor, but certainly it wasn't as catastrophic as it could have been. INnoVation with INnoVation macro has just non-stop been reducing medevacs. Not bothering any Liberators or Vikings, of course, either. I mean, this game is still on mutilating Blink Tech, so he doesn't really worry about that. His 4th base is now his main base to the gold, which is something that the Muta is going to have a good time with, but also Lings later on, which are being set up for an attack specifically like that. Maybe he was going a little bit too deep. Those are a lot of Marines. Can't kill the upgrades, already done.
I love seeing Thor's INnoVation. Like, is going to be such a sick patch Terran if that armor upgrade goes through.
Patch Terran.
Yeah, everyone knows he can't win. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But it's going to seriously be interesting to see that consideration, especially when you've got them on the front lines soaking hits the way they have been so far.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't take many shots.
Oh, okay, but he sees the Sense Tower now.
I
should have rolled away with Banelings.
Yo, I'll give this to PenguiN. Like, okay, there's some miscontrol that we're witnessing here, sometimes with the mutas, sometimes with the banelings, but overall, I really like the way he uses himself, on, like his map presence, I guess you could describe it as.
Oh, this isn't going to be worth it. Off of creep, this is like, PenguiN doesn't have 5 and 6 bases. That means this is just like a drop in the bucket. This is really most of his army. Yeah,
and I mean, it's probably game over, right? Like, I don't know if these mutas can actually make up that damage. But I just want to go back to that, though, because I really feel like the way he moves his army, he sets up for possibly multi-pronged attacks. Like, there's these things where I can see where he could tighten up his play, but I really like watching this PenguiN guy.
Yeah, he's been really fun to watch. I mean, I like anyone who plays Mutilating Bling, especially with emphasis on mutas, if they can get away with it, and certainly he has tried to, but...
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider INnoVation went for like drilling claws really early. Those Widow Mines had no mutas to contest them for so long. It's actually impressive that he made it 15 minutes in, and for 12 of those 15 minutes looked really competitive. It's only just now that INnoVation's kind of taken that snowball to unstoppable.
Yeah.
All these Widow Mines would be great.
Oh, it's the game over.
Yeah, GG. Damn. Well, once again, kudos to our Zerg player, but INnoVation will take game number 1, not so surprisingly.
That picture you tweeted with the sock is so...
I love the replies to it. I literally only took that picture for the sock, for the dead body.
It makes it look so weird. Like, why is there a lone sock out there?
I wish actually it was flipped over because you can see the dollar and the dime I have taped to it for eyes.
It's creepy, man.
It's been sitting out there for 3 days. Poor Saki.
So creepy.
I miss him so much. He was a good friend while you were gone. You had Maynard, you had Fear Dragon. I had nobody. I had Saki.
I had them for a little while. They also left me. Ugh. I don't know what PenguiN's trying to do, but it's not working.
Odyssey? Odyssey?
Odyssey. Hangul. I don't know if he's trying to say I can't type in Hangul, I want Odyssey. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. I made the lobby. So we communicated to Crank correctly. It is Odyssey.
What's the comedy about the sock? I love it. Yo, okay, so Minnie sized up that emote for me.
Okay.
She's awesome. So let me send this to you and see if you think it looks alright for a new base trade emote.
I had done it when you gave it to me, but I just didn't bother sending you.
Fucking zombie grub.
I didn't realize you were supposed to have it within 30 minutes. Jesus.
Alright, so we're hopping into Odyssey, but I forwarded it to you. Does yours look better than that, I guess, is my question, so I know which one to upload?
You like an email?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just putting Skype.
I guess I could have done that too.
I'm sure it's as good as mine. Yeah, she even like made outlines on it, so you can just use that one.
So hers is better?
Yeah, if you like the outlines, then yeah.
Well, I'm asking you because I don't want to go upload the wrong one. God.
I don't know. The small one kind of is a little bit... It looks like you're covering your eyes in the small one.
Here, just send me yours so I can look at it. I don't know why I didn't ask for it the other way around. If you already did it, just send me it over.
Okay.
Also, don't give away what it is. I don't want to tell people. So I'm... Alright, we're at game number 2. I wish your camera was on so people could have seen your look of like just giving up. But game number 2, spawning in the lower right. We'll see if maybe he can turn this around. It's going to be the Blue Zerg player, PenguiN.
That does not look right in the skate preview. In the top left, as the red Terran, he is INnoVation.
Sorry about the guys had to fix camera because things flipped out. Right,
your hands look so gigantic in this one.
Yeah, yours. You made my hands too big, dog.
I didn't change anything. I literally just resized it.
I would say just crop out some of the hands in favor of making the face bigger and the focus point. You know.
Sure, that's what you want me to do.
Maybe I'll just go with minis.
And I'll do it. You can do whatever you want.
But Baka, I didn't want your emoticons anyways.
I mean, both of them might be hard to do anyways, just with the way it's framed. But we tried for you. She tried a little bit harder than I tried, but still, we tried.
Okay. So, PenguiN, I really liked a lot of his dance moves. But what he's got to do is find a way to segue from one to the other, I guess. There's so many things that I consider with that game where, like, the Spire getting sniped off just before Muta production kicking in. INnoVation's quick pick off of a lot of the creep tumors. Like, a lot of things went pretty bad for PenguiN, all things considered, yet he still was able to take some pretty toe-to-toe fights. And I love the way he was controlling his army on the edge of the creep. He wasn't really going off too often. Of course, I think at the end of the game it was kind of an effort move, if we're going to be honest. But
yeah.
I think given, like if these guys played like a no rush 20 map, I think PenguiN could actually maybe match INnoVation. But that's a really bold statement off of one game, so I'm not going to go there just yet. But he played better than expected, for sure.
He did. Some of that certainly has to do with just the nature of TvZ. If they have enough banelings and lings on creep, the Terran player is not going to be in such a hurry to end the game, because they're going to have to be very patient about it. And INnoVation was even, I think, more patient than others could be. He really was very hesitant to ever push on a creep. And then some of that was just PenguiN, able to go toe-to-toe with macro for a while, and then fell behind. Well, INnoVation's not going to go for 2-1-1 this time. Cleans up a creep tumor. I don't think that'll affect the future, but, grand scheme of things, maybe that takes away a transfuse at just the right second. But there is a Hellion attack on the way. It might just be a Hellion drop. Still no armory. I want to see grenades act as a structure on the last second of a base trade. One day.
What?
Because they're kind of the structures and throw them down.
Yeah, but, how would you time that out? They last, 1 second.
I know, that's what I'm saying, man. Just
I think the problem I would be worried about is, first off, nice ling run by PenguiN. I don't know that we would even be able to catch that if that was what the differentiating factor is.
I'm gonna try it one
That's
day.
You'd have to go.
Trade.
You got to go back to the replay and watch it in slow mo just to even figure out what the heck happened. It's you had that moment with sort of, and you knew what was so cool, but so many people on Reddit didn't understand why that was a cool clip until they watched it 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm. I'll try it if I ever base trade.
All right, thank you, Zombie. You so commonly do that anyways, while you're playing mech, no less.
I'm a base trader. What's up?
Based Raider. He's trading out decently with the lings, but of course, INnoVation doing this didn't want lings. He wanted drones.
Ideally, and lings count as drones only to a certain extent.
In
more Hellions on the way and a Banshee.
Because they take a larva?
Yeah, because instead of making drones, you had to make lings.
Okay, that's a fair point, actually.
He could not make more lings, and then that's fine, and they really don't count as could be drones. But if he doesn't make lings, then he might not have enough for the follow-up attack, and that's a big problem.
This is kind of a cool almost juke there. INnoVation's Banshee gets scouted by the the Watchtower. So he pulls all the queens this way, which left an opening for the Hellions to possibly get in the main. I mean, lings were left there, but lings aren't going to do too well against Hellions, especially when INnoVation's behind the wheels.
Enough to make a micro.
Listen to that engine rev. Oh, that's a really sick spot to get for the Hellions, of course, but loses one. Still training up best he can. A couple of drones went down with this. Medevac's finally going to die, and this looks like it'll be an end to the Hellion attacks.
Yeah, kind of sucks that we lost the Medevac. And one thing he saved, that would have been it, but it took a lot of time to clean up. That killed a number of lings, and did get 6 drones at the end of the day. I think it was worthwhile. It lasted long enough, I think, to be worthwhile. Whereas INnoVation, behind it all, pretty good in his macro. Has third base done, stimulus done. 1-1 is going to be behind PenguiN, but that is just the consequence of the build.
Here we go. More looking for more drone kills. Sporecaller's in a pretty nice spot though, and if those Banshees really wanted, they might have been able to focus down the Spire. But looking to get a little bit suicidal with all these queens so close. So trade off for a couple more drones on the way out, and 10 go down. Not bad for round 2. But there's a Baneling bust ready to happen, and if INnoVation's moving around and transferring workers, and those depots, most importantly, are down, slow Banelings will just waddle right through.
It's always questionable to do this, though, because if any of them
are
used on
the run! Oh,
no! Then it is salvageable for the Terran player, and it looks like it will be salvaged. 4 SCVs is not that bad. 7 SCVs is still not that bad.
No, especially with 3 CCs, mules. That could have been so much worse. I felt like INnoVation's reaction was a little bit slow, and PenguiN just, unfortunately, couldn't quite connect. Almost had that sweet, good hit.
Almost. That could have been an important use of the Banelings, too, which is the other problem, if INnoVation had already pushed out with his Marine forces, but he hadn't. They came back to deal with it. Now he's pushing forward, but PenguiN has more Banelings. This time they have speed, too. Still has the upgrade lead.
There is a debate in our chat, sorry guys, that's going on, and people really want an F2 emote.
Well, I feel like one person mentioned it.
I'm curious about that though. I feel like that's something I would have no problem putting on my channel, but I don't think anyone here would use it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it being shouted a lot. The only time I've ever mentioned F2 in a cast is seeing like 3 observers in one place. Like that was an F2. Otherwise, it's not.
That or you're playing with Rifkin. It's one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what's on your chat.
On that note, going back to the caster tournament for a moment, I noticed there are no rules that explicitly say you can't do Archon mode with somebody.
It makes no sense. No sense. I love it. I love it though. It doesn't say it's a 1v1.
I just want to show up and have Nate on my back, like ready to go or something. Like, this is why Nate's not playing, guys, because he's really Archon moding with Rifkin. You heard it here first. Shenanigans. These mutants get chased on the Medivacs. Actually, this would be nice. Boost is still on cooldown, but cancels the 4th base with this drop, and actually can get a lot of juicy brand new tumors.
That was a better thing for INnoVation for sure. That was definitely a bait with those Medivacs. PenguiN fell for it. Oh no! That cleans up the Widow Mines.
What is this Jordan transfer?
The Marines.
It feels dangerous to put them transferred like that so early.
It did.
Man, INnoVation has been all over policing the creep, though. He did this last game, too. Like, PenguiN had a lot of creep spread early. I thought he was actually going to get about half the map. But INnoVation, those snipes are so sick.
I mean, those are the easiest baneling snipes. Even I could have done that, but that sucks for PenguiN. He just probably sectioned off a group of units, and it's unfortunate that the banelings went in first.
I love where he chose to unload, by the way.
Nice positioning.
Like, he left one Marine down to bait, so he'd have time to get over here for positioning, and he gets a Mutalisk for it.
Yeah. Well, these 2 Medivacs might just be cleaned up. They really shouldn't be around here anyways. Only have 3 Marines in them. There we go. They run back to Mommy. Otherwise known as the rest of the army. INnoVation has a bit of an army split. His 2-2 is finishing up to be on par with PenguiN's 2-2. PenguiN, I mean, his supply isn't bad, his drones aren't bad, but the fact that his 4th base is denied twice could maybe affect that crucial bank to the follow-up banelings.
Well, Widowmine's got an okay hit, but I think the problem is there's just not that many banelings compared to how many Marines there are. 12 banelings in total, and he's going to try and base trade this again. Maybe this is something that just happens when people name themselves PenguiN.
Just base traders? Yeah.
It's
you know what?
like,
He probably loved how PenguiN played, and that's how he named himself.
There's like World of Warcraft is like racial passives and stuff. Same thing for like naming yourself PenguiN. You just like get +3 to base trading.
I think it might just be that, you know, Sue is certainly playing a very counterattack style. Maybe it's just the way that they think it's going to be. You have to play.
Yeah, I think it's just trending.
Yeah. After they get a certain number of Thors and Widowmine's dealing claws, it really does seem very difficult to take a head-on engagement.
So this is a weird fact that just occurred to me, but are Overseers the only unit in the game that can detect and take more than 1 Widowmine shot?
Servers add 1 Widowmine shot. Ravens don't add 1 Widowmine shot today?
Yeah, they do. So do Oracles.
Oracles, definitely. And I guess so.
Ugh, Zerg's so broken. Avila was right. Blizzard doesn't care about the game. This base trade, though, I'm actually being a bit silly, but I should be serious right now. This base trade came down really close and down to the wire, and I think it's still going to favor INnoVation, primarily based on Widowmines, but this attack on the other side of the map is not being slowed down. These Thors, I mean, they're like almost dead. Oh, it picks up, jukes the baneling hits. That was like PenguiN's last chance to push this back. There's actually more banelings up here, though.
Yeah, not so last. They're both still on 2 bases, but INnoVation's the one that can transfer to healthier base. Healthier mineral mines.
It's such a small detail, but I really like the contaminate on the barracks.
Yeah. These mutas are too high in number.
Yo, I really...
It's not going to work out for INnoVation.
I really want INnoVation to drop a mule and repair that Thor, though, like for actual.
Yeah.
This one mostly dead Thor. No! Pick up his sick!
Non-death meant the Marines died. And
Not worth.
The Marines were a little more important.
Yeah, Marines were like a million times more important. But the Thors have got a lot more base killing power in them still. So, I mean, like, these are big honking guns.
That square foot doesn't reach? I was going to say. What?
Sweet map design. Hey.
Okay, so this Thor's still alive. There's nothing else going on. I think PenguiN won the base trade.
I am not convinced that's the case yet. And the big part of that is me just going back to the Widow Mines for a moment because there hasn't been detection. But no, he did. My God, GG. I know that
GG.
those Widow Mines got 3 different rounds off, and I thought like at some point eventually the Widow Mines would outkill the mutas to what they could kill for the buildings. But GG, that's INnoVation going down, guys. He's got this next game. Like PenguiN, if PenguiN can win one more game, then he goes to the finals.
Could happen. Crazier things have happened.
Name at least 5.
Widow Mines killing all of 4GG's medevacs. Jadong losing his last.
I'm just
building
kidding.
to a
We're gonna go
probes
to
around.
We're gonna go to an ad break. We'll see you guys soon. Okay, guys, we're a couple of seconds late. That's my bad. I wasn't looking at the clock, but we are in game. It's map number 3, and oh boy, is this gonna be crazy if this guy kills INnoVation. This is where like I gotta go ask Crank. Like, is this somebody's Smurf that we didn't know about? Right? Like, I don't know. He's been working his way up, but this might be the first big win if he can pull it off. In the top left, he's tied the series up 1-1 here in the semifinals. It's the Red Zerg player, PenguiN.
In the bottom right is the Blue Terran. He is INnoVation. I have a problem.
Oh no, what's happened?
Do you remember how we found out that there's like the overlay input that we never use, but they maybe put in for like WCS intros? So it's like a gray bar and a red hue or a blue hue.
Oh, that's Shift F1 or something, or Control F1, I think. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what the buttons are. They have it on the GameHeart thing.
Yeah, it's not that though. I can cast with it. It's fine.
There's a way to remove it. It's and the thing I do, the only thing I remember, I'm gonna start pressing buttons now and ruin things, right? Is it's on the left. You can do it with your left hand to fix it. But
do it with your left hand. I mean, that helps me so much. Only so much, rather.
I'm trying. It's not. I can't get it to
know.
trigger.
Oh, I changed the color. I can change the color. I got it now.
Nailed it.
More red. Oh, I don't know, man. Nothing's wrong with my left hand.
I'm pretty sure it's in the command list, isn't it? In the F11 or something?
Hold on.
Yeah, F1 and F2.
Okay.
So for those who don't know what Zymer was freaking out, she turned this on and didn't know how to turn it off.
Oh, F1. Oh. Okay. Phew. Oh, flip that and press that.
Your left hand. Got it. No problem.
You're right. Left hand. Okay, fixed.
You know what's actually really cool about your left hand? You can type StarCraft with entirely just your left hand. You can also type
a lot of things with your left hand.
Yeah, like Stewardess and BaseTradeTV. You can't spell accordion with your left hand.
QWERTY?
Oh, QWERTY. I thought you said accordion. I thought you said accordion. Like,
also, you know, B is kind of reaching. All right, B is both.
B is your thumb, dog. You can do that with your left hand.
You use your thumb to hit B?
Yeah, do you not?
No.
Look where it is on the keyboard. It's like right by spacebar. Do you not use your thumb for spacebar?
I use it for spacebar, and that's the only thing I use it for.
But it's right there next to spacebar.
I use my index finger. I take it off of F and I hit B.
Okay, well, even doing that, my hand doesn't feel uncomfortable.
Oh my god. Well, no, it doesn't feel comfortable, but it's in the middle. It's an exact middle.
Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub to Rockhind? Or Rockhind? Either way, thank you kindly. Welcome to the Base Trade Brigade.
Hi.
A family who foolishly supports their drunken mom and dad.
Well, one of us had a bottle of soju, the other one had a Subway sandwich.
One of us had a bottle of soju, and the other one smelled the bottle of soju.
Oh my god, you take half a thing at that Mexican place. It's so good. Alright, Hellion opener dodges and weaves and finds open Myrtle line. Didn't expect this at all. And PenguiN didn't either. Tries his best to less than the damage caused, but 7 drones go down.
Not to mention a really, really delayed third, with that having been kind of build, cancel over and over. That sucks for PenguiN as far as the openers go. He also tried to counterattack, but that was shut down by the Banshee and the Hellions. And I gotta say, like, you mentioned it with Sue, I kind of forgot, to be honest, because I haven't been watching a lot of Sue. Actually, and Sue, what happened? He used to be streaming every day. Rip. But counterattack styles, I guess, really haven't been common, and that's evident through all regions, and I really like seeing that, but it's not working out so far this game.
Well, yeah, this game hasn't much opportunity to counterattack. Just that single little Ling thing. Ling thing. So there should be a name of a song, like a beatbop song. Anyways, these Hellions gonna miss out further Lings. Barely skirts past them to the south. Bailey has 1-1 on the way. I mean, PenguiN is a middling player. Seems like it's officially easy to say. There's some pretty cool looking Hellbats. They got spikes and stuff.
Like skulls on the back that glow.
Pretty cool.
Wait, are those just exhaust pipes? That's just exhaust. I thought those are skulls.
They kind of look like either way. I think they're just exhaust pipes, though.
The concern is, like, the Lings coming out, they're not going to easily deal with those Hellbats. The Queens are the best bet, but... Oh, the Hellbats are derpers, so maybe if you're INnoVation, you just move command and help your opponent out? Those Hellbats for, like, a good 4 seconds were just move commanding into the Queens. That was a big mistake. That's a lot of the power from the push taken away, and the Queens should have all died. The fact that they live means this Banshee's also going to eventually get hunted down, and INnoVation will not run away with the game. Not here.
He's not going to run away with it, but that wasn't bad damage. In fact, that was still pretty good, I would say. It would have been awesome to get all the Queens, but to keep them off larva injecting, creep spreading, and kill 1 or 2, it's still nice work. INnoVation has 3cc, third even on location already. Sim already done. Upgrades haven't started, and that is definitely the worst thing about this build. It's like still only 1 Junior Bay.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't think that this thumb on the B thing would cause so much controversy in chat.
I had a feeling it would.
Thank you, Stay Covey, for the Twitch Prime sub. Here's my thing, though, right? I would only ever use my thumb to press B if it was the first letter of a word, or like the first letter of like what I'm starting to type. I don't think like I'm actually just doing it now. I would not use my thumbs for typing if I'm already typing, if that makes sense. But I would definitely hit like any of those lower keys with my thumb if it was like the first letter of like a word.
What? Okay, my hands are literally tied behind my back. Well, not tied, but they're like crossing over each other behind my back to support it. Nothing has been hit on my keyboard, and the fucking bar came up again, and now what is happening? The menu just came up. I'm getting a StarCraft 2 Poltergeist.
Has your cat been chewing at your cables as well?
No! No, she left.
I don't know, man. Maybe just plug and unplug the USB. My best guess. But, okay, we got attack on the right side trying to get set up here for PenguiN. Baneling's even coming to bust that wall. Maybe let's walk in, but INnoVation's setting up, so he's going to have to use 6 Banelings to open the wall on either side. That's already going to be costly and a problem.
I know we were talking about Poltergeist earlier, but I really don't want one.
Too late, you're haunted. It's Hitler, surprise!
He's come for me. Oh god. Yeah, so 1-1 does finally finish up here. I mean, it was so delayed, but I guess PenguiN is only on 1 upgrade anyways.
Should've never dyed your hair blonde.
Well, would that make me better?
Right. So he like wants you or whatever. Otherwise, he'd stay away.
Well, wouldn't he be nice to me?
Does haunting have to be a mean thing?
No. It's like Casper.
Exactly.
He haunts people by stalking them. Pretending to be their friend.
Oh my god, ghosts could be so pervy and nobody would know.
Oh, everyone knows that.
Oh, I want to be a ghost now.
Nah, I don't need to know those things about people.
Just float invisibly in the girls' locker room. Classic cliche moment.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're gonna, like, you know, float in people's, like, bathrooms and their bedrooms and the locker rooms. You don't think you're gonna see a lot of good stuff? You're gonna see a lot of gross stuff, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you go to the bathroom for that one. I think you stay away from that one.
that's just a no-go. But even in the locker rooms and the bedrooms, man.
Unless that's your thing. I don't want to judge, but... Okay,
Banelings
so
and Lings ready to go.
the problem is INnoVation did reconstruct the wall, so the banelings, maybe one gets through, right? Those Lings are going to have a hell of a job to do afterwards. Meanwhile, INnoVation's putting a lot of pressure on the other side of the map, so PenguiN's not maybe even going to have the attention span to pull off the attack the way he wants to. Yeah, he busts down the wall, and then the banelings like go AFK. Quickly, INnoVation replaces it, and now the Lings cannot run by. Unless, yeah, there's no way unless the depots are lowered. Big problems. INnoVation, on the other hand, has completely denied mining off this base. There's no transfer. Lings run in, and as predicted, the wall is holding pretty decently. The Muta's trying to help finish it off, but the Thor's out, Widowmines are down, and he's not getting into that mineral line anytime soon.
PenguiN's wasting a lot doing this, too. Like, not just the resources lost in the act of trying to push it down, but also that he doesn't have any defenses or enough defenses for this attack, which really wasn't that many units, but they were being very cleverly used. High ground, low ground, high ground, low ground. And now they're truly threatening the
Oh, these Widowmines. They didn't even need to get good hits. They just bought time, right? And this whole attack has just been so annoying for PenguiN. I mean, I kind of like... the double expand was nice, but the thing I'm looking at is neither of these bases are mining, and only one was actually under attack.
Yeah. At least INnoVation took some losses there. Like, the medevacs went down, and the ones went down too. Like, he was entirely cleaned up, but he already has round 2 ready to go, and PenguiN gonna try and counterattack again.
I was gonna say, is he crazy enough to go for the counterattack of this one? I don't think he can afford it. His army supply is too low. He can't really split his forces in any reasonable manner.
I agree, but you know he did the same thing on Proxima and it didn't work out, and he was just forced to all in. So it's something that he's desperate enough to do. Gonna try and make it work.
All right, well, which side does he go through, the natural or the third? I feel like he's wasted so much in that third. At this point, you just gotta say, screw it, it's not worth it.
Oh.
Widowmine's burrow turret will just get mass repaired. This is like the only option for an attack, but even then, like, what do? You on top of INnoVation's production? Who cares? He's got so much of it.
He's already pre-split.
It's desperate.
This game's over. This attack is gonna work.
No. Thor's actually blocked up by the Marines, can't quite get to the Mutas, but all the Lings are dead. Corpses are floating to the surface. I mean, it did bring INnoVation home, I guess, but the Thors, oh, getting boosted over. Waiting for those shots.
Down here, Rifkin. Every single Muta floats down here. Oh, good Ling attack at the 5th base. 4th base? 4th base.
4th base.
It's not planetary quite yet. I can count. It took me a second.
But how many?
It took me 3 seconds. Mutas were pushed back, and while it looked like that was just going to be something that PenguiN could not recover from, and he really isn't going to be able to, not anytime soon. He is still on 4 bases with a lot more banelings ready to go. It's not, I don't think it's going to work.
It's another situation where if he reaches for the base trade, it should favor INnoVation.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Thor's in the middle of the map, are caught off guard, but oh, they're destroying the Mutas. Even if these live.
You can magic box 2 Thors, you're still going to take some damage.
Yeah, even if they live, they're all roughed up, so they can't actually keep fighting and pushing in. Another Thor, another Widowmine, lots of combos just waiting on this side of the map. So many banelings wasted just trying to take that wall down in the first place. And, the Mutas just kind of ignore the Thor, which means it's free firing. INnoVation did not pull back entirely, by the way. He only pulled back with some of his units, so GG's get called, and we are going to have INnoVation versus Gumiho in the grand finals.
PVT!
TvT!
Woo!
Alright, well, it's one last best of 5 to finish off the day for this week's Olimoleague. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Sit tight, and we'll see you soon.